Hello, listen. Latest information is that the United States had announced a complete and total ceasefire between Israel and Iran, which was set to be faced in a 24-hour period. And the countdown is supposed to be on in this hour of today's date as I speak right now. And this is happening after frenetic days of conflicts in the region. So this ceasefire arrangement was supposed to take two phases of the first 12 hours, then the second 12 hours. The first 12 hours was or is meant to be in the side of Iran. If they don't launch any kind of attack against Israel in the entire 12 hours, then the second 12 hours shall go on the side of Israel, where they are also expected not to launch any kind of attack against Iran. Then that's when the war would be officially declared over as the ceasefire goes into effect. Now, if there happened to be any kind of attack that has happened from either side as I am speaking right now, this means that the ceasefire was not honored by either one side or both parties, and the war is still on. Now, both Israel and Iran leadership seem to have accepted the ceasefire. The US leadership, however, claims that Israel fired loads of bombs at Iran soon after the ceasefire took effect. Iran also launched missiles against Iran soon after the ceasefire took effect, killing 4 Israelis. Now, both Iran and Israel are freshly accusing each other for violating the ceasefire, while the US is currently not pleased with Israel in particular. Iran military, however, denies this, saying that they have not fired any kind of missiles whatsoever after the ceasefire arrangement took effect. Now, does it mean that Israel decided to attack themselves to get the war continued? Nobody knows. Now, earlier on Monday during daytime, Israel launched multiple airstrikes across Tehran, attacking several government sites, also hitting a major prison in Iran, which is called Elvin Prison. Now, while at the same time, Iran responded by launching a wave of missile and drone attacks against Israel, expanding its attack to other parts of Israel like Ashkelon, Ashdod, and Jerusalem. In this attack, Iran hit major power station in Ashdod, partly damaging even the highway, causing extensive power blackouts across that place. Now, as this was going on, Iran said, fine, let us see. Iran went to parliament and voted on Sunday to close something called the Strait of Hormuz. This is a vital waterway to the global oil trade. In other words, the Strait of Hormuz is a narrow strait between Iran and Arabian Peninsula, which carries around 20% of global oil production. So if Iran decides to slightly disrupt that waterway, there will be a resounding negative economic effect in United Kingdom, the rest of Europe, and also this will shock the entire US economy, which shall experience a rise in inflation. And oil prices will almost double across the world, with high costs of living to be experienced across the world. Now, the US earlier on had also warned that any attack by Iran towards any US bases or facilities around the Middle East shall be answered with US severe war against Iran. Now, Iran took US warning as just mere threats and hot air, and in response to the US attack on the Iran's nuclear sites, Iran promised to actually attack the US back by targeting all its bases around the Middle East. And on that Monday, by the end of day, Iran had already hit Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, belonging to the US Army. Now, this time Iran used 19 short-range medium missiles, which were all intercepted, but one hit the base accurately, though no casualties were reported since the US had evacuated all its army from that place by that time. Now, it is immediately after this incident that instead of what was expected, which was a probability of US declaring a fully blown war against Iran, the US instead announced a ceasefire between Israel and Iran as a roadmap for peace, which has come out as a surprising turn of events in the entire world. Pakistan has come out to publicly support Iran's attack on Israel, saying that Iran has a right of self-defense. Remember, Pakistan is 6th country in the world with an arsenal of 180 nuclear weapons and still producing more. Now, the Rocketman, also North Korea, also came out to denounce the US attack against Iran, saying that they are even ready to offer important assistance to help Iran enhance its missile activities and also increase its production facilities. Remember, North Korea also is 9th in the world with more than 50 nuclear weapons, but with thousands of long-range missiles. Other powerful countries seemingly backing Iran are Russia, which leads the world with 5,449 nuclear weapons, and also China which is third in the world with 600 nuclear weapons. Now, nuclear powers which may easily back or backing Israel is the United States, which is second in the world with 5,277 nuclear weapons, and also India, which is seventh in the world with 170 nuclear weapons, may easily back Israel, because remember, India has a significant and important diplomatic and economic ties with Israel. And India at the same time is a long-term enemy of Pakistan, who is instead friends with Iran. Remember also, India is also Israel's largest weapon buyer. Also, we have Israel, which can join in defending itself, being 8th in the world with 90 nuclear weapons. Now, France, which is 4th in the world with 290 nuclear weapons, has distanced itself from the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict, calling for diplomatic negotiations to end the war. UK, which is 5th in the world with 225 nuclear weapons, has also distanced itself from the war or Iran-Israel conflict, citing that they could be understanding US goals, yes, but the methods used were illegal. UK is also vocal in condemning some of Israel's actions, like killing the Palestinians and blocking the Gaza Strip. Now remember, there are only 9 countries in the world which are known to be having nuclear weapons, and that is Russia, US, China, France, UK, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea. Now, if you put France and UK aside, who chose to remain neutral in this conflict, you find that those powers which could be backing Iran, like Russia, China, Pakistan, and North Korea, has a total of 6,279 nuclear weapons altogether. While the powers which could seemingly be backing Israel, that is USA, India, and Israel itself, have a total of 5,537 nuclear weapons altogether. That is if India does not decide to remain neutral. Now, France and UK, who seem to be currently neutral with a total number of 515 nuclear weapons altogether, can decide to swing to any side, and most probably on Israel's side. So even if you add them now to those powers which seem to be currently backing Israel, you find that the total number of nuclear weapons comes to 6,052 altogether on Israel's camp, which is still 227 short as compared to those of pro-Iran's camp, which already has a total of 6,279 nuclear weapons. So a message that was passed in advance from the US leadership with the hope that the ceasefire has to be honored was that God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the USA, and God bless the entire world. Peace is all that we need. Iran, Israel, stop striking each other. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exclusive information beyond this. Till next time, bye-bye.